great partnership, me and Neal. We're going to start in just a couple minutes. We're going to share real-time data that you got to know so you can see some of the threats out there right now. Get ahead of some of these problems, start solving them so you outdo your competition. That's what we came to do, right? Get the data, get the processes, marry them up and everything. That's the mesh over here.
It is.
Maybe. By the way, Neal and I have known each other for a very, very long time. Well, not too many berries, just a couple berries. And tell them how we met.
So Jen and I were one of the first employees in Automobile back in the day who started everyone buying and selling cars online. As a matter of fact, I met someone at dealer today that bought his first computer through Automobile. I don't know if you we did. $8,000 is what it cost to buy a computer from this company.
Automobile is the first internet lead seller in the business. I was slinging leads.
A lot of them.
We were really pioneers in the internet online lead gen, and one of the first, I'd say, automotive startup companies.
I think we were the first automotive startup and started everyone buying and selling cars online.
Totally. And so both of us have been in this space for a long time, have a real passion for the business and seeing dealers succeed and grow. And anyway, we got a few things we're going to jump into today.
We do. Okay. Great. Well, first, thanks everyone for coming and listening to what we have to say today. We're going to talk about a few different things. We're going to talk about some trends we're seeing in the market. And then we're also going to talk about ways that we think we can help you compete and win in this ever-changing market today. So a little background on Jen. We mentioned Jen's one of the best trainers in the country. I've known her forever. She brings all the spark to this conversation for us. I'm going to try and bring the data. And both of us have been doing this since the infancy of the internet of helping dealers be more successful selling cars online. So once again, I'm going to talk about some of the industry trends, some of the data that we're seeing in the market, and we're going to try and talk about some things that you should be thinking about doing to make sure you're winning during this changing market. A little bit about Lotlinx. A little bit about Lotlinx. So one, we know everything about every car for sale in the U.S. As a matter of fact, we look at about up to 5 million cars per day. We've been doing this for over a decade. We look at 163 different variables on cars right now. Everything from days on lot return rate.
Is there trash back there?
If you're in Boston, we have a bad weather weekend or two. You're going to struggle selling some cars. Everything we do starts with understanding inventory. And then the next thing that we layer on top of that to our machine is our deep understanding of what's going on in the marketplace. We're built into over 160 different automotive publishers, and from that we extract 100 million shopping interactions per day. So it gives us really great insight to demand and shopping intensity in the market. And then finally, we also do a lot of work with OEMs, so we're able to help OEMs look all the way from the VIN level to the dealer level to the market level to the national level.
I always feel like if you don't have that data, and you can't really see the opportunity. And sometimes the data is going to point out a setback, a threat, as I call it in the stores. Identifying threats allows us opportunity to look at how we're putting our sales processes out there and attracting customers, which is what we got to do. First, attract the customers, and then we got to have something that brings them in, right? There's a lot of changes in the market right now that are impacting dealers in such a big way. And I'm, one of the first things is...
Yeah, look, the market's changed dramatically over the last 6 months. 6 months ago, a dealer buddy of mine told me that he had a great year last month. That was his line, and that was my favorite line I heard from a dealer. They were crushing it in the market. Well, that's changed pretty dramatically. I feel like we're seeing changes that I've never seen in the 25 plus years that I've been doing this in the market today. So we want to share some of those data points as we go through this. I'm going to talk about the data. Jim's going to talk about ways we can take action against those. And let's jump into some of the first data points that are maybe most interesting or concerning for us right now. So, look, we all know we're looking at a slow growing economy. That from all the predictions I've seen, I don't think anybody really knows the economy is going to speed up. Which I think is going to put some additional downward pressure on our dealers. We know new inventory levels are growing. As a matter of fact, we track all the inventory, like I said, for about a year straight. There's about 1 million new cars on the ground. Now we're up to over 2 million new cars on the ground. So this is growing very rapidly, and we're starting to see dealers sit around with starting to have inventory stack up. I talked to a dealer last week actually who has a 5-month supply of new car inventory right now. I haven't heard that in a long, long time. The one data point that I'm watching most closely right now is vehicle affordability. We're going to talk about this a lot. I know Jen is telling me she's talking to dealers constantly about this right now.
It's one of the biggest threats going into 23. Every customer, look, the last 2 years, I have never seen so many 1K car payments in my life on a non-luxury car. Now, people were like, yeah, we'll take that car. You know, if you got it, let's write it up. Now, people are way more hesitant to go ahead and pull the trigger on that car right now. They definitely are very hesitant. They're asking more questions. They want to negotiate. Dealers are getting very competitive, starting to negotiate. The trade values are dropping like crazy. If you had your car appraised last week, this week it could be a G less. And if customers are getting angry and they're getting a little crazy, but there's some things we can do to mitigate it.
Yeah.
But we see the changes happening.
Yeah, the changes are definitely happening. You know, look, I mean, I'm probably beating a dead horse here. We all know interest rates are going up. And the part that I maybe even more concerned to me is that the OEMs are not putting the car incentives out to help our dealers with these cars right now. You know, in November, we had about $1,000 in incentives. Prior year in November, we had $1,900 was the average incentives. So we got interest rates going up. We got the most expensive cars we've ever seen in history. And by the way, all the interest rates are going up. There's so many consumers that didn't even know interest existed. 30 years old. You don't even realize that interest existed. You didn't even know interest existed. And now you're going down to the dealership and you're going to buy a car and all of a sudden you're getting 80% payment. It is baffling to something about trying to buy cars. Look, everybody knows used car prices are dropping. We're seeing it across the board. Every public is seeing used car prices diminish over the last couple of quarters. It was just year over year, now it's quarter over quarter. We're seeing a lot of downward pressure on used cars. And by the way, I know we're talking about a lot of data right now that's a little bit troubling, but we are going to talk about some things that we think do.
And with used cars too, you know, when you start to see that they're sitting on the lots a little bit longer, it just impacts your strategy in the store. Like for example, you know, they want a new car, but if we're having problems with some of the used cars sitting there, I make it a strategy and I recommend this to all my clients that when they're looking for a new car, I'm thinking about asking them the right questions, needs fact-finding questions so that I have a switch car in the back of my mind, a pre-owned switch car. You're looking for a new car, I'm showing you a CPO that's just like it because of the affordability problem you just mentioned, because of the interest rates, and when they see that payment, people aren't as cool about it as they were last year. And so I know I've got a challenge, and so now that's why we look at this data so that we can modify the process and hit the nail on the head every single time. I'm going to serve up a pre-owned option and start to move some more of these cars off the ground. It's time to change.
Absolutely. So, you know, this is a data point that we've been watching pretty closely. And back in the beginning of August, used cars that were 45K were moving at the same rate as used cars that were 15 to 25K. We've seen a dramatic drop in used cars over 45K in their turn rate, and we've seen a big increase in used cars 15 or 20 grand and under moving much quicker. As a matter of fact, we're seeing traffic through the roof on these used cars. Okay. So one thing we're going to talk about in a few minutes is how do I deal with that for my consumers? How do I make sure I'm getting the right inventory and my insurance? I know everyone's seen this. If you've had a consumer that bought a car 2-3 years ago, look at the deals. These are real car deals from 2 years ago. You can lease a Highlander for 42 months with 0 down and $329 a month. Or you can lease a crew cab Ram for $329 a month. Now we jump forward to today. We're up to $409 a month. $2 down. The one that's most alarming to me about the consumer is we're not looking at a crew cab. We're looking at a quad cab now. We're looking at a $460 payment for $4 So he bought a car a couple of years ago. He's got coming back into the dealership. You can get a similar car. That's not the case. Not even close to the years ago.
I have to get behind this, and I'll just pop in a little bit of my sales strategy on this data point right here. All of us have been shaking our heads saying we see this every single day. Last week I was in a BMW store, and you have a lot of people coming off those 1920 leases right now that were in those payments. And if I was going to be in a 1920 lease, and now I'm looking for a brand new lateral move, my payment in that BMW store would have $400 a month. That is no joke. And so, my friends, when you hear this data, the one thing you have to say to yourself is you have to say, what am I going to do with it? What can I modify? What can I tweak? What can I change so that I'm not behind the 8 ball in my process changes? I want to look at this and say, okay, if I know I got that price bump coming, I better sell more value. I better do a proper demonstration of the vehicle. We forgot about all those things because it was like, oh, do you have the car? Let's go. Write it up. Now I said, hey, let's go back to the basics. The things that help us sell cars, the things that people love about us is to get excited about the product. If we don't show them all the things in the product, value, of all the upgraded safety and technology, it's not the same car. It's not the same car anymore. You get way more for that $400 jump. But if you know it's going to be a problem, you got to get ahead of it. And you got to make sure you say, okay, I got to make sure my presentations, I got to know the worth of this price increase. I got to talk to them about it. I got to be clear and transparent. When I talk to customers today, I got to say, hey, today, have you looked at any payments so far in your search? No, I'm going to make sure we look at payments today because prices have gone up. I'm going to get your trade appraisal because the last time you had your trade appraisal, because we know the trade values are going down, and we know that this is a contentious point. And I want to make sure that I mitigate it by changing the process.
Absolutely. So we've been talking about some of the challenges we're seeing. Now we want to talk about some things we want to see dealers doing to go out with. So the number one thing that I think you're going to hear from your OEM partners today that you haven't heard in a couple of years is it's time to start looking at market share again. Maybe through Toyota or Honda store you start struggling again. But I'm telling you now, every OEM that we're talking to is starting to look at market share again. We want our dealers to make sure where they stand in market share, understand how am I doing on payment? How am I doing on value? How am I doing on these different units? How do I look at things? One thing I will tell you is we do have data in dealers. You can see all this data in real time. Show you how they're doing in the market. Okay, I'm going to let Jen take this one because this is right up her alley.
All right. So we all know that the interest rates have gone up, and we know that payments have gone up, and people are going to have to probably come out of pocket more, or they're going to have to look at different vehicle options. And I would say this, that if we know that we are going to have a payment issue, one of the things that we have to bear in mind is that we have to bring great service to the table. And people have to understand what great service really means today. Sometimes they just don't know unless we put it there in front of them. We know that we're going to have a payment problem. We know that we're going to have a rate pushback. I want to be sure that that's part of my sales process. For example, I gave you one with the payments earlier. Hey, we looked at payments down. I want to make sure we show you some payments today. I want to talk to them about the rate. I looked on your past deal. I want to make sure that we'll look at all the payment options out there. There's a lot of different options out there. Our manufacturers doing the loyalty just for you today. I made sure these things were in place before you came in. I looked over your file. It's customer service. It's getting ahead of the challenges, bringing it to the forefront of the conversation so we're not running away from it. The rate is the rate. But one thing is for certain. We are bringing more value to the table. The customers have to be able to see it. Some of you guys are doing maintenance plans. Anybody here doing maintenance now? They weren't doing, 2 years, 3 years? Okay. Maybe 2 years, but now I say to the customers, look, yes, the rates are going up, but all we're really talking about here is like $40 a month, $20 a month. They were paying 3.9, now it's 5.9, it's 8.9. What's the real difference here? They don't really always think that it's $20, $40, $60 a month because it's 8.9. Do you know what I mean? And that seems like a lot, but it's really not. And especially if I have these conversations with people and show them on paper, and I show them, what they're actually getting for this money, and the value of the vehicle changes, and at the same time, I'm popping in the value of the store and the brand and what we're bringing to the table to help compensate for that feel that they're feeling that isn't feeling so great. But now they know, with the proper sales process today, they get a lot more for their money.
Absolutely. And the one thing I love about this though too, what you say to dealers all the time is, don't just come with one card at the table if you're working a deal. You need to have some backup, right? You
gotta have a switch car. I call it switch car mode. You gotta own that. Yeah, and it's not you want to be obvious about it. You really want to make sure that you're asking all the right questions. I always dial into 5 solid questions in my sales process and thinking about the industry, the data, the market conditions. I have to make sure that I look for vehicle flexibility. So I'll give you guys a couple of my tips real quick. Ready for these? Okay, these are really important ones. Customer says, I'm looking for this car you don't have. And your instinct might be to be like, no, we don't have it. No one does. Oh, yeah, you can order that 3 months. Wait, nobody wants bad news, okay? Bad news sucks, and it's not for salespeople. We're hunters. We're looking for the car deal, okay? So I'll be like, oh, yeah, okay, that's a nice vehicle. Yeah, what else are you looking at? What else? That's my favorite one. What are you comparing it to? That'll get you there, too, because my point is this. Look for the flexibility. Look for the flexibility. People change their minds all the time. And if they have an affordability issue or we're going to be concerned about the rate, okay, ask the right questions. I also need to find out, not only what else they're looking at, what they're comparing it to, but I need to ask them about time frame. So tell me about your time frame. Is it something you need right now, or do you have a little time on your hands? Because that's going to really dictate what I show you today. I don't want to show you everything you can take home today. I want to show you everything that's coming in. I want to show you everything you can't order. I'm going to show you all your possibilities today. I'm going to show you all your numbers too. I'm going to show you more than one vehicle option, just so you know what you're working with. The other thing I have to ask them is if they're looking at this very specific vehicle, I need to make sure my sales team knows this. This is a money-making move right here, my friends. I need to say, you guys ready for this? I just always like that. What is it? Yeah. Have you found a vehicle like this in your search so far? Is that not like a critical sales question today? Have you found a vehicle like this in your search so far? See, that's why they're talking to you, right? They're like, no. Yeah. Oh, that serves up an opportunity for us to be able to show them options. This guy's, some of you guys got cars sitting on these lots for way too long, and that impacts my sales strategy. And I gotta move them, So we gotta change up the sales process. Like I said, I will show people more than one payment today. Anyway, okay, I do like to ask more questions, but we'll hang on to those. Woo! So maybe number 2 coming up.
All right. We talked about some challenges with used car grosses going down, and more importantly, we've also talked about the fact that more and more consumers are searching for more affordable cars. This is a great example of a dealer who took our data and really went out and did something with data. So this Honda of Santa Monica, if anybody knows Santa Monica, if you make $100,000 and you live in Santa Monica, so this dealer is based in Santa Monica, incredibly affluent market. And they decided about 4 or 5 months ago to get rid of all their used cars over 40K. As a matter of fact, currently today they only have about 8 or 9 cars over 30K. Most of their used cars are under 30K in one of the most affluent markets in the entire country. And I asked them, I said, why do you do that? They said, well, the data's telling us to go stock less expensive used cars. They went out and they did it. They're turning their used cars in about 24 days right now. because they're putting inventory out the consumers can actually afford. So when they walk in the door, they're trying to buy a $50,000 car. They figure out it's $1,000 car payment. They can't qualify. They can't afford it. They've got options. So, we have a tool video. It's free. Anybody who wants to talk about it after the show, we'll be happy to tell you guys about it. But one thing that we try and tell every dealer to do is know all of your data at the VIN level. I see far too many dealers that don't understand what the data is at the VIN level. They don't understand your marketing at a VIN level. And what happens when they do this is there's a lot of waste and or there's cars sitting for far too long because they're not really paying attention to the market. In this particular example, this car's been on the ground for 77 days. They spent about $750 marketing it last month. But the big problem with this is this car's priced at 201% market. They didn't merchandise the car very well on the site. They put a bunch of add-ons onto this car. And this car is going to sit for months and months longer because they didn't do a really good job merchandising it, and it's way overpriced in the market. So know your cars, know every one of your cars at the VIN level. Make sure you understand that data. Make sure you understand where your marketing dollars are going.
I think this is really important too because I have a lot of clients. I tell you, I can get behind a lot of companies. I get behind Lotlinx because I like the product. I look for efficiencies for dealers. And I gotta tell you, one of the things that my clients always say to me is they never realized how much money they were spending on a budget. They were putting the budget out there and hoping and praying the budget was gonna just like work because it's internet marketing, right? Like you can't really, they're not thinking they're gonna target certain cars. They put the number, we're gonna spend $3,500 at this company and they're gonna advertise on my cars and they're advertising like three hottest cars that I've sold already. And this is like a really important question for dealers today. Is actually, do you know where that $3,500, that $11,000 you're spending with that company? Do you know where and how the equation behind it to put on those cars? And is it top heavy? Top heavy action. So much money on certain cars needs to be spread around. Share some love with the other ones. Some of them are left out in the cold. You know what happens when they get left out in the cold?
They don't sell.
So,
you heard us talking a little bit about affordability a little bit earlier. I was at a publicly traded group a couple of weeks ago, and 47% of their new car inventory is over $50,000. That means that all of those cars have a common car payment. And I'm wondering where we're going to find the consumers that can afford the common car payment. So the one thing that I've been trying to talk to dealers about more and more is, hey, really need to be digging into your bad budget. You need to start thinking about how do I realign more of my budget towards these more expensive units because the competition to move these units in the marketplace is going to be really tough. And I need to make sure that I'm living in this really competitive space for far too many cars right now that are in that business. Sorry.
yes.
So, this is one of my favorite things I see dealers doing right now, and there are still dealers doing this. Jen and I were joking about this earlier.
Oh, you don't qualify for all those, but I'm going to put them in the price. If the price is even there.
Oh, yeah, no.
Why does everybody take all the prices off their website?
I don't know. Click to call for price may have worked 6 months ago when we were selling every car for $5,000 over sticker, but it's not going to work today.
Nobody ever likes that strategy. I mean, when are you going to buy something on Amazon and have a price? You literally, there's other cars out there. Yeah. But by the way, this is a competitive advantage right now because people started to try, people are stressed. They're like, doing weird things that don't make sense. When you're under pressure, bad decisions. Anyway, taking the price off the website, nobody likes that. You're never going to attract people like this, but you also see these rebates. Remember they used to do this? They put the lowest price with all the triple rebate on. Nobody qualified for any of those. Then you take it away. It's like these card dealer games. And frankly, I was like, oh, it's pre-COVID times. He was like, no, Jen, it's prehistoric times. I'm like, yes, that's right. Yeah, that stuff, got to change that stuff. It's like the listing. Half the times, the listing isn't even accurate.
Yeah, merchandising.
That's what's happening right now.
Merchandising is really critical. Again, we've seen a lot of dealers make some bad habits. I call it going back to the year 2000. That's what it feels like. You're going back to the 2000s, and we need to right now. Be incredibly transparent with the consumer. Make sure you're putting a price there. You don't need to click to call for price. Your competitor down the street's marking a car down $5,000 if you don't click to call for price. You're losing. You're going to lose market share. So this is a new one for me. I didn't know this was happening much, but last week one of my best friends and my brother-in-law both needed cars for their daughters. I went and helped them research. We found cars for them. I didn't know the dealers. Normally, I know the dealer. I'll sit them down. I didn't know either one of the dealers. And they went down. By the way, both the units have been on the ground for more than 60 days. We went to the dealer. They show up. The car what was the car? I think it was like 25 grand. No, it was 17 grand is actually what they thought they were going down to buy the car for. But then the dealer had $2,500 in additional markups on the car that they weren't advertising on CarGurus or whatever site they found. This is a terrible consumer experience. Both my brother-in-law and my good friend were well-qualified buyers coming down to try and buy 60 DL units that the dealership backflips to get off their lot. They both planned on buying extended warranties, and neither one of them bought the deal. If you are doing this to your consumers right now, you think they're going to show up at your dealership happy to buy a car from you? You're crazy. You've got to stop these tactics. Consumers don't like it, and all you do is really let them demand it.
Well, you're spending a ton of money on something that you're having a more difficult time to get the return on investment, yet you have control over it. And a lot of this has to do with market shifts too. And because the market shifts, I'll tell you what, you guys, I teach classes all over the place. I write curriculum every single week. I have never wrote so many classes in my entire career than I have in the last 2 years. And I'll tell you why. It's because everything keeps changing every single week. And this is just a reminder too that we have to keep modifying the way that we market cars, how we post them, what the descriptions look like, the pricing, all the strategies keep evolving. But sometimes strategies stay for too long and the market's already shifted and we're not aware of it, and this is definitely one of them. Now, Meta made sense before, because we had to make the money and we had a markup. And we had the car. No one else had the car. And, we have to still stay in business and keep the lights on. And now people have cars. Now the data's telling us. And we know it. I feel it. I see it all the time. I mean, it's a freaking knife fight out there. Everyone's got cars. So you got to have something that sets yourself apart. It's got to be transparency.
You've got to be transparent. So this is perfect. This is a great GMC store of ours. They're based in the Tampa market. They're one of the top GMC stores in the country. What they do well, they merchandise every car perfectly. You see this photo, they got the name in the background. They clearly define their price to the consumer. They are one of the best prices in the marketplace. They make it very simple when they're spending 40, 50 grand a month to try and drive customers to the website to make a decision to contact them. One of the reasons I think there might be the number 3 GMC store in the country right now. One of the reasons they're there is because they're making it simple for the customer to make a decision when they come to their dealership.
A lot of pieces to this puzzle to make it work.
Yes, but it's pre-inventory challenges. Everybody did all of this stuff before.
Yeah, we know it works.
Yeah, we know it worked because it used to work.
But then everybody broke all the rules.
Yes.
Yeah, broke all the rules. Right, day supply, that was the rule that got broken. Pricing.
I just saw a
website marketing.
Today that we looked at that has used cars been on the ground for 300 days. Yeah, I mean, look.
That's it.
Yes. Someone's got to do something with that. But,
yeah.
Once again, look, we want you to make sure you're inspecting your marketing, make sure you're getting the ROI out of your marketing, make sure it's going to all the units you need it to. Make sure that you're getting the marketing for those more expensive units, the 45, 50, 60 grand units. And here's a perfect example. This dealer has 469 cars. 17 of those cars are sucking up 20% of the ad budget. I can tell you from looking at this dealer, the car's sucking up all the ad budget or click candy. It's the Hellcat. It's the
Raptor.
Yeah, Raptor. $150,000 AMG, right?
Yes.
It's the car that nobody can afford, but everybody wants. Or it's a $8,000 used car with 250,000 miles on it, and You can drive all the traffic you want to these cars. It's very easy to do that. So as the market's tightening, it's more important than ever for you to really understand where your marketing dollars are going. Is it going against the units I really need help?
This is free, by the way. I don't know if you guys know this. I love some free stuff. I'm not gonna lie, especially stuff that saves me money. I get an app for that. Anyway, yeah. But by the way, this is a tool, and I recommend it to all my dealers because they can pop all their Google Analytics, all their inventory into this tool, and they can actually see how much money online they're spending on a bid level. And they can see if the money that they're spending actually makes sense. This is what I like, clear and transparent information.
It is 100% free, and I think we have 30 people here that can help you get it for free. Yeah. So, I just showed you what a bad dealer looked like. I wanted to show you what good looks like. This is what your marketing dollars should look like. You see here, there's no overspend on a bunch of units. The units at the end here that don't have a lot of traffic are all newer cars, which is thinking about. This is what good looks like. This dealer's marketing is being spread efficiently across all of these cars. No matter what you do, you're always going to have some cars that get more traffic. There's no way you can control that, but you want to make sure you have efficient marketing across all of them. So, hopefully today we talked about some things that can help everybody here be a little more successful in this ever-changing market world. We want you to know all of your data in the middle. And once again, I've got 30 plus people here that would be happy to help you understand your data in the middle. We want to make sure we understand our market share by segment or by model right now. The OEMs are starting to come back and they're going to start talking to you about why are you losing market share on Honda, or why are you losing market share on CRV. They're coming back, and it is important for you to understand it. We have all that data for you. You can see in real time how you're doing and how your competitors are doing and winning those units. You want to make sure you really understand identifying the challenges and opportunities. We know there's a challenge. Cars are more expensive than ever. The OEMs built every expensive car that possibly could during the good times because that's where they make the most money. Now it's time where you're going to have to go back and sell those cars. Make sure you're allocating the right marketing dollars towards those units so you can be competitive and win in the market. On the used car side, Jen and I will both tell this one over and over. It is time for you to clear out those 300-day units. Clear out, get back to the old school rules that once a car got 45 days and everybody's having a party at the dealership, it was time to find a way to get rid of that unit and stock some less expensive used car inventory so you have the cars when that consumer comes in with an idea that they have this $50,000 car. They thought they could afford it, they can't afford it. Make sure you have a unit you can put them into. Make sure you're setting a delivery goal for everything. That's what we were talking about. How many dealers and OEMs constantly you need to know on a unified basis what your marketing is affecting everyone around. I can't believe I even have to talk about this time. You have to provide transparent pricing. You need to put good quality. You need to merchandise your cars as well. I mean, yes. Kind of crazy that we're talking about this because this is stuff that Jen used to train on 20 years ago. I don't know that we should have to talk about it.
Everybody always thinks a car dealer is sus, And so when you don't put accurate information on the listings, we go backwards in time. And you spend all this money to try to get people to come there, and then they find out it's not actually the car. And sometimes it's for worse. Sometimes it could have been for better. It's just going back and look at some of the processes we're finding them. But looking at that inventory and seeing where you're putting all your cars, where they're being listed, how much you're spending, that's the name of the game.
Yeah. So if you're losing market share, you're not turning your used cars fast enough. You need to look internally first and make sure that you're taking care of the simple blocking and time. And then. Once again, inspect all your digital delivery. Make sure dealers are making sell cars 5 to 10 minutes. Those days are done. And sorry, I keep trying to get me Mike, I'm sorry. You know, I can't help us enough. Make sure that you recognize. Anything else to add, Jen?
Okay. You want my last two strategies?
Yes.
Okay, this one here person here does. Okay, remember, so I've got 5 questions to help me leverage that data in my sales process, refine process. Remember, what else? You know, I'm looking for vehicle flexibility. Have you found this vehicle yet in your search? Key, time frame, how we can serve up options. I also want to be sure I understand the features that people want today, because I'm thinking switch car mode, right? And I want to make sure that I'm fully prepared to show multiple vehicle options today. I also want to be sure that I'm also asking about if they've seen payments today. I've got a lot of things I want to target when I'm thinking about sales process today. And anyways, I hope that helps you. I do want to find out, you know, if they're going to be trading in their vehicle and all those sort of things that come standard. But my top 5 right there is going to help us move things along a lot faster. Okay. If you guys have any questions, we'll stick around.
Hey, the great Jennifer Suzuki, thank you so much for coming up and helping me out. I really appreciate it. I know you, if anybody needs a trainer, there's not a better one in the country.
Thank you so much. Yep. And I'd invite you to my workshop if you already missed it. I already did it twice.
All right. Thank you. And coming up at 2 o'clock, Alex, one of our great product people, is going to be talking about BMX with you guys. It'll be a great time to come see him, so we hope to see you there too. Thank you everyone for attending.